All right, welcome back, guys, to another episode of Sigma Footy. In a previous video, we wrapped up with Group F members leaving and surprise, quarterfinalists like Czech Republic, Ukraine, all coming into the picture. However, three big teams is still in the game, including England, which will make up one of the matches in the quarterfinals, which is Belgium and Italy. It is definitely a game to watch with Italy having a total remake on their gameplay. I've never seen such an Italy before, and also a typical Belgium with more tournament experience. However, missing out the X factor, Eden Hazard coming to play. How do you guys think this match would pan out? I'm going to pose this question to Darwin. Do you think Italy should be confident with the way they played moving into the Belgium game, or is there any surprise factor that they should be looking out for?
I think for this game, of course, Italy will be the favorites. Belgium will going as an underdog. I think the key will be Kevin De Bruyne. So how he will be able to control the midfield. Italy so far they are good in all sectors, striking, mid, defense. So this will be very tough. Something like when Belgium was versus Brazil during the World Cup, they were totally underdogs. Totally underdog, but they managed to score 2 goals within the first half. They took control of the game, but eventually lost to France. So this will be something they can take up that particular experience from that particular game. So they're going into the game as underdog, and all departments must be up to their mark, especially their defense. If the defense slow to react and the Italian strikers, they will punish them.
Yeah, that's a good point, Darwin, on how on pointing out Belgium's weakness. But just to recap on Belgium's strength, they are having this kind of the similar team past two tournaments, and also the manager as well. So it was a good chemistry between them also as well. With Lukaku on form, are we actually undermining or undermining Lukaku's potential in this tournament? Do you think he won't be a threat to Italy?
If Lukaku don't get any service from his mid, it's no use because he'll be running around chasing for some loose balls, but there's no use. If Kevin De Bruyne able to feed him the right balls, he will get chance and he able to punish the defense. So that's the thing. Italy will be key. Will work on is that to control the Kevin De Bruyne. Hopefully he's full fit because he went off during Portugal game. So it looks like he's coming back into the game, but hopefully he's able to play the full 90 minutes. So we need his full 90 minutes to create chances to Lukaku. Hazard, like I said, Hazard when he versus Portugal, yeah, he was making runs. So there were glimpses that he can create chances there, but he went off this one. So looks like we have Lukaku, we have Mertens. So these are two front players that I think they will be. Kevin De Bruyne will be feeding the balls to them. So like I said, this will be the key. Kevin De Bruyne will be the key player. If he unable to feed the ball to Lukaku, then Lukaku will be just useless in the game.
Okay, that's Thanks, Darwin, on pointing out Kevin De Bruyne coming to be the playmaker for Belgium. I'm going to pose this question to AC. You have seen the pain and the strength of Belgium knocking out Portugal out in the round of 16, right? And one of the main factor was Trojan Hazard. It is a different Hazard name, but coming to Darwin's point, he was talking all on Kevin De Bruyne. What do you think? Previously, it was on Eden Hazard all the way in the previous tournaments. What do you think about Eden Hazard coming back to the play? Would it be missing him out in this tournament? Is it a big change and having his brother Trojan Hazard instead? What do you think, AC?
Honestly, I think I don't think Belgium will be missing Eden Hazard because at least from what I saw, I don't think he's been their main key player or been an influential person in their campaign or whatsoever. So I don't think they'll be missing Eden Hazard, if I'm being honest. And the one point about Darwin is that I think that Lukaku is still a threat even if Kevin De Bruyne is not able to supply the balls to him, because I think one thing about Lukaku is that of course, it's lethal when you supply him with good balls, but I think he's in a specific form in his life where he literally gets the ball and is running past defenders or running through defenders, I would say. He just knocks them down and just keeps going.
Raging bull. It's like a raging bull. No?
Yeah, it's like a raging bull there. And I think, the last round of 16 was good enough to show us that, anything can happen. And I feel that, who was to say that Lukaku wouldn't pull off a moment where he just gets the ball and just, starts running through their defense and just shooting something so powerful to the back of the net. So yeah, I think Lukaku will still be a threat, even if Kevin De Bruyne is not able to supply him with the greatest balls. But I think that Italy would be just too much quality for them to handle as a team.
No, actually, even from in your previous video, we talked about the team picking at the right time, right? So if you ask me, I think Belgium, for their quality, they haven't picked in any of the games, even in the group games or even the games against Portugal.
True.
So if they want to win, they have to pick at the right time, which is against Italy. If they pick at this time, I'm very sure they have very high chances to win this tournament. And having said that, Belgium has a lot of pressure. Because it's the end of their so-called golden age generation. It's towards the end. It's towards the end phase. So they have a lot of pressure. And also you have to think one thing is just they have a very least experience when it comes to tournaments. I mean, they have not been like the tournament favorites for all these years. So it's like, is this Belgium? If they want to win Italy, which I feel the Italy is, no matter what, they can grind out results when they need it. They can play a beautiful game, like you see against Austria. Like any other teams, like you see when France can struggle with Switzerland and even Netherlands against Czech Republic, because when the game plan is not just what they wanted, they all struggle at one point. But you see Italy at the end, they still stay together and they can still beat the opponent. So I think that's what Belgium lacks. Because even against Portugal, they were not the best. Okay, I mean, it was 50-50 against Portugal. So if Belgium to win this, they have to do wonders. They have to pick at the right time. All the players have to show up, and then maybe they have chance. But still, even I'm inclined towards Italy.
And I think it can be, for me, I think why I say I'm inclined to Italy is that, to put it in very simple terms, right, I think it's easier to defend Belgium than defending Italy. I think it's easier to stop Belgium compared to stopping Italy, because I think Belgium, in terms of creativity and resources of players who can score, is limited comparing to Italy. Because when I watch Italy game, I feel like Italy's goals could come out of everywhere. At least that's how it's been in this tournament. It could be their centre-back scoring from a set piece. It could be them going with their entire flow and their striker scoring. It could be Immobile just having a shot from outside the box and getting the top corner. So for that particular reason, I think it will be just a bit too difficult to stop them.
Correct. I can even ask you a simple question. Like I think just now Darwin said, right? If De Bruyne didn't show up, then it's very hard for Belgium. You can pinpoint a player. You can tell that if this player didn't show up, Belgium can't perform. But can you say one player for Italy? You say, this player didn't play, then Italy gonna struggle. You can't do that. That shows a lot of things, lah.
Like there's no X factor player for Italy. Just like everyone is like is good enough to be a team player.
Yes.
In that case, who do you think will make up the two teams that will make up to the final? Let us start with Bomb. Who do you think will come to the final? So England's definitely coming in, right? I think all of us can agree, right?
I mean, so, like by football wise, just talk purely football, I'll go for England versus Italy. Final.
England versus Italy. Ivan?
Yeah, I was going for, like, before this thing started, I was going for Belgium, but hearing the points from you guys, especially Rajan's points and AC's points about Italy, I was like, wow, really? Italy is going to beat Belgium? Like, I don't see Italy winning this game. I don't know why. I think Belgium, they have like too much, like I would say, power in them. If Italy is going to win, I think they need Cheillini. I think Cheillini needs to come back from injury, and I think he'll be able to handle Lukaku through his game reading. But I think without him, I'm not sure how they're going to keep Lukaku quiet. But I would say Hazard is a big loss today, because I know it's not in his best form, but if Belgium take the lead, Hazard is important. because Hazard is someone that can keep
Keep the
hold on the ball. Yeah, he can win falls. He can waste time. Form Hazard or not form Hazard, right? It's still very hard to get the ball from him. So I think he'll definitely be a big miss. I'm not sure about De Bruyne, but I think this Belgium team, they can. I think I'm going for Belgium. I don't know why, but your points are quite valid regarding Italy. But I think Italy, looking at the Austria game, they could have easily lost. I think Italy is more too dependent on the system rather than relying on any individuals. But in this kind of tight games, I think you need some kind of magic factor.
Individuals.
And I think Belgium has that over Italy. So for me, I think will be Belgium from this side, and has to go for England lah. No choice. I think Belgium England final.
Belgium England. Well, that was good of you to wrap up on. So I can see you're a Belgium taker here, Ivan, as well. What about Darwin?
Okay, like I said, I would like to see Belgium to go through. I hope they somehow able to grind against Italy, against the odds. That's all. But the other side, actually, like lots of people are sure going for England, but I'm looking towards if Denmark can create an upset. I'm looking at Denmark. Like I said that because the same thing like when during the World Cup when another bracket when say England was clear, they only had Croatia at that point, and somehow England lost to Croatia. So like I say, England, like I say, if I say 90%, I think they will be all supporting for England. But I think there is slight chance that Denmark, with their form now, with their game that they want to prove, they want to support the support for Eriksen. I think Denmark could spring a surprise there. So I'm looking at maybe Belgium, Denmark. Maybe Belgium can overcome Italy. That's the key
guys,
here.
I think we are like sleeping on Spain. I just
Spain,
exactly.
Exactly. That's what I'm going to say. I was going to talk about Spain. We are just.
I feel Spain's team chemistry is quite very good, and now they have improved in the last two games
because after Busquets came in, like totally game different.
Yeah.
But
they have a lot of options. Yeah.
But their defense bocho because without Ramos, defense I feel like not strong enough.
Did you mention your take on the two teams to final, Bomb? Did I come to you earlier?
Yes. I mentioned Italy, England.
Italy, England. Okay. I think then it left Rajan, right? Rajan, you didn't have a chance to tell, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, actually, okay. So now at this,
you are the one who brought up. You are the one who brought up Spain, right?
Yeah. I mean, I went, but actually, I wanted to talk about that because, like, hey, how come you guys are not talking about Spain? Yeah. But actually, I always now I'm throwing. I'm not talking as an England fan. Okay, so here I will say England. Why I will say England can go to the final if they defeat Ukraine, because only one factor is because it's in Wembley. The semi-finals and finals is going to be in Wembley. The semi-final, if let's say Denmark progress, and then if England's going to face Denmark, but still England's going to face them in Wembley, because as what I saw in yesterday's game, England is. I mean, the fans are actually contributing a lot to England throughout this tournament. That's number one. So I feel from this bracket, England is going to go in. Okay, and then from the other side, it's easy to say for me to say that whoever wins the Italy-Belgium game is the one who's going to go to the final. Okay, but I expect some upsets. I really expect some upsets because as a football fan, you want that, right? So you want that one underdog, like for example, Switzerland. To be honest, even if I'm not talking as an England fan, from a football fan point of view, I would want a Denmark-Switzerland final.
It will never happen. When is the last time an underdog won a tournament?
Greece. Euro 2016.
Greece.
Hey, Portugal. Last year.
I get it.
It's underdog.
Yeah, but you see, it's like it's Portugal, man. It's like it's not like a small team or what. Yeah. I mean, small country or what.
Eder scored a winning goal. Tell me where's
Eder scored the winning goal. Did you know such a player existed before the Euro?
You don't know that such a player existed before the game and even after the game.
Yeah, I was asking in the group, where is this player, Eder? Why is not selected for Portugal?
No, that was real fun.
for my side, I'll go with Italy versus England.
Italy, England again. AC, then it's on you, man. Got two teams to the final.
Okay, before I go, I'll just have my one point about Spain is that because I've always said this thing that every team should peak at the right time. And I think among the teams that are left in the tournament, I feel Spain is the team that could be peaking at the right time. Considering the kind of tournament that they've gone through so many things, and it's been such an up and down. They've seen their keeper making such a silly mistake and so on, right? It's almost like for Spain, right? What else could go wrong? I feel like they've seen so many things going wrong for them, and still they've managed to come here. So Spain could be a team that is peaking at the right time. But again, still my take for the final will be Italy and England, only because of England's easy path to the final, considering they'll be playing at Wembley, not because of the quality or because they're so good. It's just because of them playing in Wembley.
It was like so if England were to come from your mouth.
So if England wins this tournament, definitely you guys will talk, right? Because of Wembley, right?
I mean, are you going to deny that?
No, but actually, if let's say it's just the case, then I'm as an England fan, if I say it's Wembley, then okay, because it has to happen in some venue, right, at one point, correct or not? And also why in Wembley is favored, I have to argue here, is because it's one of the best stadiums around in Euro as well. Okay, with the highest capacity, so that's where you make money as well. Okay, so from economic point of view and all. So I mean, even if you're going to say, like, for me, I don't care where they're going to win it. If it's okay if they win it Wembley, as long as England can win it, it's enough for me.
It will go either two way, Rajan. If you win, everyone is going to say it's Wembley. If you guys lose, everyone's going to say,
oh my
Wembley,
God,
so you guys will
Wembley also. Yeah, exactly. It's a do or die, man.
Correct.
Okay, I mean, okay, jokes aside, right? I mean, I know that if England, we are going to say it's because of Wembley and so on, but we've seen teams reaching the final on their home ground and still losing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Euro 2016 final, right? Nobody expected Portugal to win because France was literally the better team. They were playing at home. There was absolutely no way Portugal could get a win, but that's what happened.
I feel the fans will become a pressure to the team. So you got to agree with that. If let's say a final goes to extra time, the fans will be so tense, and then I think that energy, I mean that aura will comes to the players, and then everyone will be tense, and then you'll tend to make silly mistakes, and just one moment, like someone like Eder from nowhere can come and score and can make a difference. So
playing at home is both an advantage and disadvantage, because it's an advantage because of the fans' power. They are like the 12th man behind the team. But I also feel it could be a disadvantage when you reach a certain point in the tournament, like a final, because then it's actually added pressure for you that you have to win it because it's at your home ground. So it could work both ways.
Yeah, and also I stand with my point. It's the substitutions that's going to decide the whole tournament. 5 substitutions, 1 extra substitution in extra time. This is what's going to change the whole tournament. So if you make the right substitutions at the right time, you're going to win the game. Simple.
So Sancho is coming for the final, man. Confirm. Last substitution, Sancho.
We will see, but I think it's definitely open. It's very open at this stage for the tournament. Like you guys brought up very good points. To be honest, I can't really make a stand on who's the two teams that will make the final. Maybe at one end, England feels like so, but the other hand, on the other half, right, of the table of the tournament or tournament tree, it really looks, it's very unpredictable with Belgium, Italy, and Spain coming into the play. Even all this team coming into the picture, Switzerland made a difference earlier with France. Who are the World Cup winners? So who are we to make a say, man? This has been an amazing tournament. Really, so
this
far.
Is football.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is definitely an entertainment to watch. Especially even for Asians. For us, we are watching at 3 a.m., 12 a.m. But what the hell of an entertainment we had, man, all this month. And hope this continues. Great discussion, guys. I hope England, this is a good prime time to win it.
No, before you conclude, I want to tell you something. I'm out of the sigmafooty if England lose the next game. Don't invite me for that.
Hey, bro,
the
come
show.
on. What is
Bomb.
this?
Come
Portugal
on,
lost.
Bomb.
I'm still here.
Netherlands
lost.
Okay.
They are still
Exactly.
here. What is this? Germany lost. Anand is here. Come on, man.
Exactly.
Okay, Ivan, Anand,
Yay.
I'm going to do something for Sigma Footy.
Yeah.
If let's say England loses, if England loses, if they don't win the tournament, I'm going to fully shave and I'm going to make a video and I'll post it in Sigma Footy.
All right. Now things are getting
All right.
spicy. You know, Bomb. This whole segment of footy is about football, man. Football is about sports, man. Come, be a sport, man. Be a sport. Don't be like that.
I can't
we will
stand the
definitely.
banter, eh. Sensitive. Eh. I'm very sensitive. திருப்பி குடுத்துருவேன்.
We will definitely do a special edition for that since you have brought to the
No.
to the
Hey,
point.
guys. If England lose to Ukraine, we will do a live instant reaction. I don't care. So you guys gonna watch the game?
Exactly.
We will send the link. And 90 minutes, please come in.
Okay.
If they lose to Ukraine.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Stay tuned, guys.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Thanks,
Take care.
everyone.
See you. Thank you.
Right, nice one.
Bye.